Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 22nd of January. So before I get onto the technicals, the fundamentals, there's no fundamentals really today to shout about. There may be speakers, unknown speakers, but in terms of listed here, we've got the Canadian wholesale sales is the only data that's due out this morning. So, or today should I say, that's at 1:30 this afternoon. So little to be done from that perspective. So let's have a look at the technicals. Right, okay, so technically, I will explain in the weekly update later, but I do wonder if the euro is just a little bit overshot where it is at the moment. It's held up here. I looked at what it did on Friday. It failed to make the double the tops or anything like that. I do wonder if it's going to soften, just not necessarily massively. It's already hit the weekly pivot there, but it might just have a bit of a softening where we're sitting. It has consolidated me. The 4 hourlies, I put this little range on there where the demand certainly is. Now that still remains quite key. Price hasn't managed to break through that demand zone, supply zone, should I say? Sorry, not demand. The supply zone, and it's not been able to get through there. So we'll just watch that. But this morning, I'm just looking. I do wonder if we'll post 8 o'clock just roll. We'll see. If it pushes beyond this pivot and the mess that's above us, well, maybe we've got a chance back up towards the R1 sort of zone there. But as I said, I'm more keen on potentially taking some shorts on the euro this week. I was less keen last week. Didn't want to short it this week. Looking and thinking, maybe. Pound's similar. It's pushed up here. It's a bit stretched in terms of the movement there. It may get back to its regression channel mean. I just put this right on Friday, actually adjusted it properly. It double tops on Friday there. It's just so that's the RSI. It double topped a little bit. It may a bit of marginal divergence was there, but no divergence elsewhere, just on the RSI there. It could just come over a little bit as well. And, so I'm seeing a similar sort of picture, maybe a little bit stronger in terms it hasn't had so many attempts at pushing up higher. It did actually push up higher on the Friday there, but we'll see. It double topped, rolled. We'll see what it does this morning, but it has got the weekly pivot yet to be touched below, and at the moment, as I said, I'll see how things settle out. Is the potential of last week's high to run back towards on the upside if it sort of starts pushing that way post 8 o'clock, and that of course goes nicely with the trend. Alternatively, if it starts rolling over, I've got that target, the weekly pivot, maybe some more. We'll see how the dollar works out this morning. I think, as I said, with the euro, it's looking a bit toppy at the moment, not massively, but it's there. Right, dollar yen. This is still it had the beginning of the sort of week. It was running down there, but since then it's been it did sort of try and strengthen a couple of days, but not to the extent. And it's a bit like the euro in a sense. It never managed to get right back down to the other lows there later in the week, and whereas the pound did. So the pound in a sense may be deemed marginally stronger, but again we could see a bit more of a correction here on the yen. I'm just looking at where we are. Maybe if it can break that 4 hour 50, it may be interesting on the upside. But at the moment, short term, it looks like the intermediate trend, a bigger trend. It may be playing with that. So again, I think it's a case of waiting. Post 8, what would get me in the downside here may be a break of this, both the 60-21 simple maybe. Just be a bit more patient, and just because I think this one may be hit quite early, the exponential may be hit quite early. So just maybe look at what should break that. The prior lows there, may be a good signal, and then we could sell off. See a sell off towards the Friday's lows and maybe more. Dollar yen, and finally, I forgot about the Aussie dollar. Goodness, how dare I? Aussie dollar, well, that too has diverged at the top here, a bit more like the pound in terms of its price action. The only difference is it did actually make a new high. I've not been too keen on trying to sell the Aussie dollar, and I probably still wouldn't at the moment. It's in such a solid trend overall, although as I say, it could have the correction. I think the other pairings like the euro may look a bit softer, whereas the dollar has made new highs throughout last week, and it maybe the Aussie dollar may be better off left alone. For today, well, there is the potential, as I say, if we get a rollover here as well, so if it all follows suit, well, there's a weekly pivot below, which may be the first port of call. May run on to the S1 today if it really starts selling off properly. Not masses and masses of points in it, but as I say, there is the potential. It did sell off into Friday evening there, not managed to do too much since then, so as I say, that too could be on the early stages of a correction. Okay, and finally the Canadian dollar there. Again, a choppy one. It on Friday it gave way a little bit there, pushing up there against the dollar. Dollar was taking hold. It's not one I really want to be doing too much with. It's that news last week really messed it up, and it's not really been able to push out anywhere since then. So let's see. I mean, I think the simple way of looking at this is as ever, just chuck the trend line on there and see this morning if we get a break of the highs across here, then maybe it was all round about there. Maybe we should be looking at alongside it. It did happen on Friday afternoon there, pushed on through. We could see a similar sort of bases at some point this morning, stroke early afternoon. Right, that's pretty much it for me. As I say, no fundamentals to talk about. Have a great day. Bye for now.